I surrender, I surrender. Oh wait, you mean the band's called This Surrender? Today, on Tofer's Tunes. I kind of had my hands up like this. Kind of as a joke, because the band's name I'm reviewing is I Surrender and your hands up, or a sign of surrender. But in that same idea, in that same breath, it's also an idea of worship. I'm sure you guys have seen this in church, people who lift their hands to praise God. That's a sign of surrender. And I thought it was fitting to start the podcast off like that because this surrender is worship music. Their lead singer, James Franchise, actually has a YouTube channel called The Heavy Metal Worship Leader. Go show that guy some love, man. Go check him out. He reviews stuff, a lot better than I do. But his YouTube channel, The Heavy Metal Worship Leader, pretty much sums up this album. It's heavy metal worship. And a lot of the songs on there, are covers. I think, with the exception of maybe the intro, every single song is a cover. Every single song. You could probably hear a rendition or version of it at church any given Sunday. But man, I know back in the day, Petra put out a praise album. More recently, there's Roxology that was put out by a couple people. And they're good, they're rock, rock and roll, they're solid. But this surrender is metal. Like, seriously. If James Franchise was also worked with the band Where Fire May Fall, and I love his vocals. He can sing, he can scream, and yes, there is some screaming on this. But I remember I first heard of James Franchise because he did some solo songs. Solo metal covers, which I'm not sure the chronological order of all this. But I know Where Fire May Fall did a worship EP. James Franchise did some independent stuff. And then This Surrender came out. And I think This Surrender took the best of his previous engagements, his previous experiences, and just boom, kind of mashed them. And whoa, that was awesome, man. I kind of made the joke because, I was listening to it, it's kind of headbanging. And my boss asked me what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, I'm just worshiping, man. It's that heavy. It is that good. It is very rare that I get this excited about a band or an album, man, but dude, I know it's cover songs, if you will. So I know, most music's already written. I don't think, it's that complicated or that, in depth. But man, just the way he turns that guitar up to 11 on it. Or just the way he does some of the breakdowns on it, man. Whoa, man. And when I first heard this album, I'm like, dude, I gotta review this. I gotta, get the word out on this because this is incredible, man. I am stoked. Now, as excited as I am about this album, I'm not saying there's not room for growth. I think there is. Maybe get a little bit harder and heavier. I'm kidding just a hair, but turn it up just to 11, just a little bit. There were some female guest vocalists on some of the tracks. Keep those around. Either make them an official part of the band, or just keep in contact, because I think you'll probably need them for your sophomore album. New worship, there's some, songs or parts that guys can sing, parts that girls sing, Keep those females around, Either bring them on as part of the band or, keep in contact. So if you need them, to help out with another song down the road, you have them there. That probably is just common sense, common knowledge. The only other thing that I would say would maybe make this better, if it can get better, is I don't know what James's experience was with Where Fire May Fall. I don't know what the rest of the band's experience is. But maybe write a little bit of you in some of those lyrics. I know people have changed worship songs a little bit. I mean, you have Amazing Grace that became Amazing Grace / My Chains Are Gone. Oh, and by the way, thank you for just doing Amazing Grace as a part of your solo stuff, James. Really cool that you stuck with the classic version of that. But I'd say on the next album, I would like to hear a little bit more of you guys. Whether you guys collaborate, and write your own worship song, or maybe tweak one a little bit, more. Put a little bit more of y'all in it. Like you guys do that with the music, with the guitars and the drums, I would love to hear you guys write something from the heart and then put it to music. Those would be the only two critiques that I would really have. Album was flat out the bomb. It was excellent. It is what I have long stated that the metal community needs. Because bands might do a song or cover here and there, but there's very few bands that actually have a heart for worship in the metal scene. And to hear you guys, and to hear your heart for Christ and worship come so clearly through all that, dude, that is wonderful. HM Magazine had a slogan back in the day. It was HM, Heaven's Metal Magazine. It was worship at pure volume. And from my heart, I want to say thank you guys for worshiping at pure volume, and keep it up. Keep rocking it, man. Keep the pure volume up, man. I expect a sophomore release from you guys. The band's name is This Surrender. Their album is called Rebirth. Go check it out. Now, quit watching this. Go check it out. And I will leave all the info, like I usually do, in the next clip. Until then, I will see you guys later. Peace.